everyone, welcome back to Sidekick English, the fun podcast where you learn English without feeling like you're in a boring classroom.
And if you're new here, welcome to the Sidekick crew. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with a friend who wants to learn English. It really helps our channel a lot.
Today, we have a super interesting topic. We're talking about Erasmus+, the European Union program that helps students and young people study, train, and volunteer in other countries.
Maybe you are thinking, what is Erasmus Plus? How does it work? Can I use it? Is my English good enough? We're going to talk about all of that in very simple English.
So relax, grab a drink, and let's talk about Erasmus Plus like we are two friends sitting in a cafe.
And remember, listen until the end, because we will share useful vocabulary and little tips to help your English and maybe your future Erasmus Plus adventure.
All right, let's start with the basics. What is Erasmus Plus?
Erasmus Plus is a program from the European Union. It gives money and opportunities to students and young people so they can study, work, or volunteer in another country for a short time.
So, for example, if you are a student in Spain, you can go to Italy for one semester. Or if you live in Poland, you can go to France to do an internship. Erasmus Plus can help pay for your travel and your stay.
It is not only for university students. There are also projects for young people who are not students, for teachers, trainers, and people who work in education or youth work.
And the best part, you can meet new people, discover a new culture, and of course, use and improve your English. Because English is often the common language when people from different countries meet.
Exactly. You can have a group with a person from Germany, another from Greece, another from Portugal, and another from Latvia. Maybe they don't all speak German, Greek, Portuguese, or Latvian. But most of them speak some English, so English becomes your bridge.
So if your question is English important for Erasmus Plus? The answer is yes, very important. But don't worry, you don't need perfect English. You just need enough English to communicate.
You can think like this. Erasmus Plus is a gym for your English. You arrive with small English muscles, and after a few months, you leave much stronger.
I like that image. English gym. No heavy weights. Only heavy dictionaries.
And heavy coffee to stay awake in the library.
Let's talk about some simple words you need when you talk about Erasmus Plus. First, the word semester. A semester is about half an academic year. In many universities, the year is divided into 2 semesters.
Then we have exchange. An exchange is when you go and study in another university for a short time, and sometimes a student from that country comes to your university. You exchange places.
And we say exchange student for a person who goes to another country to study for a semester or a year.
Another important word is grant. A grant is money that you don't have to pay back. Erasmus Plus gives students a grant to help with costs like rent, food, and transport.
So you can say, I received an Erasmus Plus grant to study abroad. It sounds very cool and very professional.
And we have the verb to apply. When you want to join a program, you apply. You send documents, maybe a motivation letter, maybe your grades. You say, I want to be part of this program.
So you apply for an Erasmus Plus grant. For example, I want to apply for Erasmus Plus next year.
Good. Now, let's make it more real. Imagine this. You are 20 years old. You study at university. Your English is not perfect, but you understand this podcast. So you are a beginner or low intermediate learner.
Your university sends an email. Erasmus Plus applications are open. You see the email. You think, wow, go to another country, meet cool people, speak English, travel, eat new food. It sounds amazing, but also scary.
Yes, because maybe you think, my English is bad. I am shy. I don't know how to live alone. What if I don't understand my teachers? What if I get lost in the city and never find my way back?
If you get lost in the city, congratulations, you are now a tourist. Take pictures.
Very true. But these fears are normal. Many students feel this before Erasmus+. Even people with good English feel nervous.
So what can you do before Erasmus Plus to feel more confident with English? You can listen to podcasts like this one, watch simple YouTube videos, and maybe practice short conversations with friends.
Let's imagine a small scene. You arrive at your Erasmus Plus university. You go to the international office. You need to speak English. What can you say?
You can say, "Hello, my name is Maya. I am an Erasmus Plus student. I'm here for 1 semester. I would like some information about my courses."
Simple, clear, friendly. You do not need perfect grammar. You just need to be understood.
The person might answer, "Welcome. Please wait a moment. Do you have your student card?" And you answer, "Not yet. How can I get one?" Nice and simple.
Another classic situation is meeting your roommate or someone in your student residence. What can you say?
You can say, "Hi, I'm Maya. I'm from Belgium. I'm here with Erasmus Plus for 5 months. Nice to meet you." Then you can ask, "Where are you from?" Or, "Are you also an exchange student?"
These questions are very useful. Let's repeat the important parts. Not repeat like a drill, just listen. I'm here with Erasmus Plus for 1 semester. I'm an exchange student. Are you also an exchange student?
These small sentences can start long friendships. Maybe you say just one small sentence, and then you end up at a party with 10 new friends eating strange pizza at 3 in the morning.
Yes, Erasmus Plus is sometimes also the program of strange pizza and no sleep.
Let's talk about daily life vocabulary that is useful when you are on Erasmus Plus. For example, rent, flat, landlord, roommate, campus, canteen, bus pass, and student card.
Rent is the money you pay every month for your room or flat. A flat is an apartment. A landlord is the person who owns the flat. Your roommate is the person who lives in the same room or the same flat with you.
Campus is the university area. The canteen is where you can eat at the university. A bus pass is a card or ticket that you use for the bus for a week, a month, or a year.
And a student card is the card that says, yes, this person is a student, they can use the library, they can pay less for the bus, they can get discounts.
Let's try a little story with some of these words. Listen for the Erasmus Plus and daily life vocabulary.
I arrive in Italy for my Erasmus Plus semester. I meet my new roommate at the flat. We talk in English. We go to the campus together to get my student card. Then we eat at the canteen and buy a bus pass. We pay the rent to our landlord at the end of the month.
That is a very typical Erasmus Plus day. It's simple, but it is a big adventure, especially if it's the first time you live abroad.
Another big part of Erasmus Plus is culture. You discover new culture, and other people discover your culture. So you talk about food, music, traditions, and of course, your language.
For many Erasmus Plus students, English is not their first language. So you have many people who use English as a second language to talk to each other. That's why simple English is very powerful.
For example, you can say, in my country, we usually eat dinner at 9 p.m. Or, in my country, people are very direct. Or, in my country, we drink tea all the time.
You don't need advanced grammar to talk about culture. You can use the present simple, we do this, we don't do that, and it's still very interesting.
Erasmus Plus is also a great place to make mistakes in English and not feel bad. Because everyone is making mistakes. Your friend from another country will probably say something wrong. You both laugh, and then you learn.
For example, someone might say, I am boring, but they want to say, I am bored. One is, I make other people bored, and the other is, I feel bored. The difference is important.
But in Erasmus Plus, you learn the difference fast, because maybe someone says, you're not boring, you're cool, and then you never forget.
Let's talk about some classic Erasmus Plus experiences and the simple English you can use for them. First, the Erasmus Plus welcome party.
At a welcome party, you can use sentences like, hey, is this seat free? Or, is this your first time here? Or, which university are you from? Or, what are you studying?
These are friendly, easy questions. They help you start a conversation in any country.
Another typical situation is planning a trip with Erasmus Plus friends. Maybe you travel to another city for the weekend.
You can say, do you want to travel this weekend? Let's visit another city. How much is the train ticket? Can we share a room? Let's book a hostel.
Again, simple sentences that are very useful for real life.
And then there is the academic side, the university side. Maybe you need to talk to a professor in English.
You can say, excuse me, I have a question about the exam. Or, could you explain this part again, please? Or, is attendance mandatory for this class? Mandatory means you must come to the class. You cannot skip it.
Another useful sentence. I'm an Erasmus Plus student, so my English is not perfect. Can you please speak a little more slowly? Many professors will understand and help you.
Yes, and you don't have to be ashamed. It's okay to say your English is not perfect. You are there to learn.
Now maybe you're thinking, this sounds amazing, but I'm not sure Erasmus Plus is for me. Let's talk about different types of people and how Erasmus Plus can help them.
If you are shy, Erasmus Plus can help you become more open. You have to talk to new people, so slowly you become more comfortable speaking.
If your English is weak, Erasmus Plus is probably the best way to improve it. You use English every day for shopping, for classes, for parties, for travel.
If you like travel, of course it's perfect. But even if you don't like travel so much, it can be interesting. You don't just visit like a tourist. You live in the country. You see local markets, local buses, real life.
And if you are scared to go alone, remember, you are never really alone. Erasmus Plus usually has an international office, mentors, and student organizations that help you.
You can also look for Erasmus Student Network, or ESN, in your city. ESN often organizes events, trips, and support for Erasmus Plus students.
That's another piece of vocabulary. Student organization or student association. These are groups of students who organize activities.
Let's talk about some feelings and how to express them in English during Erasmus Plus. For example, excited, nervous, homesick, and proud.
Excited means you feel very happy and full of energy about something. For example, I'm so excited for my Erasmus Plus semester.
Nervous means you feel a little afraid or stressed. You can say, I'm nervous about speaking English in class.
Homesick means you miss your home, your family, your friends, your food. You can say, I feel homesick today. I miss my country.
Proud means you feel good about yourself and what you have done. For example, I'm proud of myself. I survived my first week in a new country.
Erasmus Plus is a mix of all these feelings. Some days you feel very excited, some days you feel homesick. And that's okay. It's part of the experience.
You can also learn to talk about time in English because you often say how long you stay. For example, I'm here for 3 months. I arrived 2 weeks ago. I'm leaving in June.
When you talk about your future plans, you can say, I'm going to study in Portugal next semester with Erasmus Plus. Or, I want to apply for Erasmus Plus next year.
I'm going to is a very useful structure for future plans. For example, I'm going to share a flat with other students. I'm going to improve my English.
At the end of your Erasmus Plus, you will probably say, I don't want to go home. But you will also say, I learned so much.
And not only grammar or vocabulary. You learn to solve problems, talk to strangers, be independent, cook pasta without burning the kitchen.
We hope not burning the kitchen. But yes, Erasmus Plus is not only an academic program, it's a life program.
If you want to prepare for Erasmus Plus, you can do 3 things. First, learn some simple everyday English, like the phrases we use today.
Second, listen to English as much as you can. Podcasts, YouTube, music, simple series with subtitles. Your ears need training.
Third, don't be afraid to speak. Even if you know only basic sentences, use them. You can say, sorry, my English is not very good, and then keep talking anyway.
People will respect you for trying. And other Erasmus Plus students are often in the same situation.
Before we finish, let's review some useful Erasmus Plus vocabulary and expressions. You don't need to repeat, just listen and understand.
Erasmus Plus program, exchange student, semester. Grant to apply. Campus. Canteen. Rent, flat, roommate. Landlord. Bus pass, student card, student organization.
And some useful expressions. I'm an Erasmus Plus student. I'm here for 1 semester. I would like some information about my courses. Are you also an exchange student? Do you want to travel this weekend?
And feelings. Excited, nervous, homesick, proud.
And future plans. I'm going to study abroad. I'm going to improve my English. I want to apply for Erasmus Plus next year.
If this episode helped you learn English and understand Erasmus Plus, please subscribe to Sidekick English, like this video, and share it with a friend who might want to do Erasmus Plus one day.
We post fun and simple English episodes to help you learn English fast and feel more confident speaking.
Also, tell us in the comments, would you like to join Erasmus Plus? Which country would you like to visit?
We love reading your comments. We might even use your ideas for a future episode.
Thanks for listening to Sidekick English. Take care, keep learning, and maybe we'll see you on your future Erasmus Plus adventure.
See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.